Welcome to another episode of Run the Play on Run the Play Network of You Know Ball, baby. All right, I'm your man Phil. Right now, Anthony's not here. He's having a little sick day, so I'm going to step up, defend the fortress. But here we go. We're about to do my top 10 trios in the NBA. Now, the way we're going by this, the way I did my list, I'm going by who is active currently. Now, there's some players on these teams that I'm probably not going to mention. You're probably going to be like, why is that? Well, that's because right now they're injured, and I didn't really want to put them on there because I wanted to keep it as active as possible. But if I did make mistakes, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. And also make sure to like, subscribe, and follow Run the Play Network on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter. And hit that bell as well. But without further ado, let's get into it. So now, I'm going to go from number 10 all the way to the top at number 1. And the first trio I want to mention right here, and obviously, I'm just going to put this out there. I do not have the Lakers on my list. Yes, we don't have a third star, and also we haven't been looking that good. I know LeBron and AD, they're awesome. If we were doing a duos list, it'd be different, but I do not have them on my list. So at number 10, I have Ja Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Desmond Bane. Now, they're honestly a group that I really like. They're young. They got attitude. They're a really good group. They play well together. Ja Morant is a slashing playmaker. Desmond Bane is a shot-creating playmaker in my eyes. And Jaren Jackson Jr. is a floor-spacing lockdown defender in my eyes. But they are really young, and the reason why I have this group above them is because they have better experience and they play a little smarter than them. Now, that isn't really a knock. They are on the top 10 trios, on my top 10 trios list in the NBA, but I just think the group I have above them is just better and more mature and wins more. At number 9, I have Stephen Curry, Andrew Wiggins, and Draymond Green. Now, this may be low for some of you guys, but to be honest, I think this is just right because as we are talking, I believe they are 4th in the NBA, or actually, yeah, they're 4th in the Western Conference, which isn't bad. They honestly surprised me. I thought they were going to be, I want to say 7, 8, or 9 in the league, but they are playing really good and definitely better than LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and I want to say probably Austin Reeves. That's probably our third star. We can't say D'Lo, we can't say Rui. But they're doing a better job, and I think they're way better, or not way better, but I think they just contribute to winning better than Ja Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Desmond Bane. But that's not a knock. They're still on the top 10 list, but they're doing their thing right now, and I got to give them props. At number 8, next up, I got Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, and Michael Porter Jr. Now I know what you guys are thinking. Why are you putting Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. over Stephen Curry and Andrew Wiggins? Well, first off, the second name right there, Andrew Wiggins. Stephen Curry is good. I think that's if you switch the two, if you switch Jamal Murray and Stephen Curry, I'd probably have Stephen Curry with Nikola Jokic and Michael Porter Jr. as top 3 trios. But just the way this works, it's Nikola Jokic and Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray. I think Nikola Jokic and Stephen Curry, they're on their little path right there. I think Nikola Jokic is obviously better because he's averaging 30 points with 13 rebounds and 11 assists. But Jamal Murray, I kind of like him a little bit more than Andrew Wiggins. He has been having a rough patch, but when it comes to winning, he knows how to. And Michael Porter Jr. I do like a little bit better than Draymond Green. He's averaging 19, 7, and 3, while Draymond is averaging 9, 6, and 6. But it's kind of a little bit more of a playmaking, like look around, do his thing type of role than Michael Porter Jr., who's shooting the heck out of the ball. And that's 19 points. Like they're all in double digits, while Draymond, yeah, it's close to double digits, but it's single digits. But I just got to put Nikola Jokic's trio over Stephen Curry's trio. I just like it more. This is probably going to be a controversial one, but I do like it a little bit more as a unit than Nikola Jokic's group, and this is where I have Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, and Josh Hart at number 7. Now, I was hoping for the New York Knicks trio to be a little bit higher. I honestly wanted them to be top 5, maybe even at 4, but they've been having a rough spot, and they're not really that good defensively, especially with Cat. Cat is having a problem guarding some people. And the weirdest thing to me is they're 20th in defensive rating right now. And I know this isn't really the whole team, but just looking at it, Jalen Brunson, I love 25, 3, and 8. Josh Hart, I love. He's averaging 14, 8, and 6. He's probably one of my favorite players on the Knicks right now. But with Karl Anthony Towns, yes, it's a 25, 13, and 3, but it's mainly rebounding. He's doing a good job of scoring, but it's mainly just rebounding. He's not really a ball stopper like that. Like if Jokic were to go up against him, even Jaren Jackson Jr., I don't think he can stop the shot. But he's still a tall presence that's really good at scoring and rebounding, so that's why I still have him over Nikola Jokic's group and Stephen Curry's group. It's not a knock on Nikola Jokic and Stephen Curry. It's just that this trio, I believe, is better. At number 6, I had to go with this group because they're just locked down and they're playing really well right now. And this is the Orlando Magic's trio with Franz Wagner, Jalen Suggs, and Goga Batadze. Now, I really wanted to put Paolo Banchero here, but he is hurt. But I do think that Goga Batadze is doing a really good job defensively, that I did like it over Karl Anthony Towns. Jalen Suggs is also doing a good job defensively, even though he is averaging 15, 4, and 4. But it's a good 15, 4, and 4, and he's a really good lockdown defender. And then Franz Wagner, man, oh man, 23, 6, and 6. He's doing a good job leading the Orlando Magic in the games they've been playing. I think they've won 11 games, they've won 11 games and only lost one, but they've been doing a good job so far, and their defense is incredible. They're third defensively in the league, and it's awesome to see, and I think they work better as a group compared to Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, and Josh Hart. They're doing a good job, but overall, they're good on both sides of the floor. Now, this team I just have over them at number 5 because they're just scoring like maniacs. And I think that if one of these players didn't go down, they'd be in a better standing in all the NBA or the Western Conference. But this is where I have the Suns trio: Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal, he's playing, it was Devin Booker who was supposed to be playing that role off the bench, or not off the bench, but he was going to be relaxing a little bit and focusing more on playmaking, which he is, and letting Kevin Durant do all the scoring. But Devin Booker's averaging 25, 4, and 7, with Kevin Durant averaging 27, 7, and 7. So it's not like they're not doing a really good job. Like, I think those are superstar numbers. Bradley Beal, on the other hand, he's averaging 18, 4, and 3. And I think that's a nice, 18 points per game. I'll take that, especially as the third option. But, it is a little bit of a knock, but he is playing defense this year. He's doing a really good job of being a two-way scorer. Devin Booker's doing a good job of doing everything else while having Kevin Durant be the prime scorer. But they did take a hit on my list because Kevin Durant was out for a little bit of time, and it did show that Devin Booker can play that role again as a superstar. But Bradley Beal sometimes isn't really stepping up in that role because he was out a little bit. And I think it's just injury concerns with it. But I do think that when they're all on the floor together, they are a top 5 trio in the NBA. At number 4, I had to put them up here because they came all the way from the bottom to the top. This is where I have the Rockets trio and Fred VanVleet, Alperen Sengun, and Jalen Green. These guys are doing a really good job of playing basketball on both sides of the floor, especially Jalen Green and Alperen Sengun, who just got the max extensions. I think that Fred VanVleet, yes, it is 16, 4, and 6, but he's playing next to Alperen Sengun, who's averaging 19, 11, and 5, and I think that most of the usage is going towards Alperen Sengun. But he stepped up in big ways, Fred VanVleet, scoring a couple of, I think he had a 38 ball last night against Oklahoma City Thunder. He's had a couple of games where he's had double-doubles and points and assists. He's doing his job when he needs to, and Jalen Green is just a straight scorer, 19, 5, and 3, but that's not really telling the full story. He's had already a couple of games where he's dropped 30, 26, 25, a 40 ball. He's doing his job, but the Rockets are in second place because of it. And honestly, it depends what OKC does in the next game. If they lose, the Rockets take the first seed, but the fact that they're in second place, I had to put them top 5. They're just doing a really good job. Next up, this makes me sad, but I just thought the trios above are just doing a little bit better. At number 3, this is where I have OKC's trio, which is now Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jalen Williams, and Isaiah Hartenstein. Now, I wanted to put Chet here, but obviously he's not active right now. I hope he has a speedy recovery. But Isaiah Hartenstein is a guy I really just want to highlight right now. When I looked at his stats, I didn't think it was this good, but he's averaging 15 points, 14 rebounds, and 4 assists. 14 rebounds. He just got back and he's averaging that. And I think it's been 6 or 7 games since he's been back. Excuse me real quick. I just need some water. Yeah, but he's just doing his job, and I think he's almost doing as good of a job as Chet Holmgren. I think that Chet Holmgren is a better scorer, obviously, because he can extend out and shoot the 3 ball. But Isaiah Hartenstein is just doing everything you need him to do. He's moving the ball around. He's getting the rebounds, especially offensively, too. He's just a really good hustler, and he's a lob threat. You should see when him and Jalen Williams are running pick and roll together on the towards the baseline. It's really good. He already fits in with the team, especially since he came from the Knicks. My bad, producer. Sorry about that. Oh, no, I'm just playing with you since you're a Knicks fan. Nah. What happened?
No. I'm not trying to start beef.
Oh, okay. My bad.
No beef, bro. Get back to the video.
I'm just saying. He playing good with OKC. But yeah, and then you have SGA coming in with 30 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists. That's just awesome, man. Especially with Jalen Williams with 22, 6, and 5. There's no way this team isn't a top 3 trio in the league. I just wish that they were number 1 or number 2. I love this team and I love the guys they got, and probably because I'm biased and they got the bald eagle, or should I say, Caruso on their team. But OKC looks really good, and I think that trio is amazing. At number 2, next up, this is one of my favorite duos on one of my most disliked teams of all time. The Boston Celtics trio with Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Derek White. I understand that SGA, Jalen Williams, and Isaiah Hartenstein sounds better because they have the height, and they're also a young trio that is doing really good right now. But these guys won a championship, and they're still rolling through the East. I know they lost yesterday, but remember, Jason Tatum did not have Jaylen Brown and Derek White with him, and they only lost by 4 points to the Cleveland Cavaliers, the so-called best team in the league. So that's awesome to me. That just tells me straight up, if Jaylen Brown and Derek White were playing, they probably win. But Jason Tatum's averaging 29 points, 9 rebounds with 6 assists, and he's playing like an MVP. Jaylen Brown definitely is Robin. He's averaging 25 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and that's awesome that he's averaging that as a Robin. But then Derek White is averaging 18, 5, and 4, and it doesn't even feel like they lost a beat. I feel like, yeah, they've had a couple people inside and outside the roster, but they're still winning games, especially with the help of the whole team, and these are the guys leading the way. Drew Holiday's been a little bit bumpy this year. I thought he would be playing a little bit better than Derek White, but I was extremely wrong. But these guys, this trio right here, it's just hard to go against them. They're the definition of two-way players. They play both sides of the ball, and they do it really well. They rebound, they block shots, they get steals, they shoot the 3 ball, they score on all sides they score in every way possible. They're awesome. I just really, 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 really hate the Celtics. And at number 1, this shouldn't come as a shock, but they are the number 1 team in the league, so I got to put them number 1, and that is Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, and Evan Mobley. I was having a hard time deciding what the trio is because I thought it was going to be Jared Allen, and I was wondering, should I put Jared Allen and Evan Mobley there? But to be honest, with Evan Mobley averaging 18 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and Darius Garland averaging 21, 3, and 7, I had to put them as the 2 Robins next to Donovan Mitchell. It's just, they're winning. They're doing it. And I know it was a 4-point win, but they beat the Celtics. So that does put them, in my book, that does put them ahead as a trio. And Darius Garland also had a nice little stop on Jason Tatum to help towards the win. But they're rolling. Cleveland's rolling. And like in the last episode, just in case, you guys should check it out, I was saying that all the Cavaliers are missing is a really good forward. I'm not saying like extremely good, like a superstar, just like a Cameron Johnson, Dorian Finney-Smith, maybe even a Kyle Kuzma if that's really what they want to go with. If they get a player like that does one thing, whether it's lockdown defense, whether it's shooting the ball and making the shot that wins them the game or even helps them win a game efficiently, that's where they can get to win the championship. But to be honest, that's what I have as the trios. Just to repeat it real quickly, at number 10, I have John Morant, Jaren Jackson, and Desmond Bane from the Memphis Grizzlies. At number 9, I have Stephen Curry, Andrew Wiggins, and Draymond Green from the Golden State Warriors. At number 8, I have Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, and Michael Porter Jr. from the Denver Nuggets. At number 7, I have Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, and Josh Hart from the New York Knicks. At number 6, I have Franz Wagner, Jalen Suggs, and Goga Batadze from the Orlando Magic. At number 5, I have Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal from the Phoenix Suns. At number 4, I have Fred VanVleet, Alperen Sengun, and Jalen Green from the Houston Rockets. At number 3, I have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jalen Williams, and Isaiah Hardenstein from the Oklahoma City Thunder. At number 2, I have Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Derek White from the Boston Celtics. And then at number 1, I have Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, and Evan Mobley from the Cleveland Cavaliers. Just to let y'all know, that's my top 10 trios list. And make sure to like, subscribe, and follow Run the Play Network on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter. Make sure to hit that bell as well. I'm your man, Phil, and we out. Let's bounce.
Based on that wheel, you could get anywhere from 2 times your money to 500 times your money. However, this week from November 25th to December 2nd, it's Spins Giving. So if you spin the wheel, you could get 3 times your money to 1,000 times your money. A $20 bet could win you $20,000. Only 2 legs. I know the betting app you use right now, 2 legs gives you 3 times your money. So why not take the risk and shoot for 1,000 times your money? And if you use code RTP, you'll get a risk-free bet up to $100. Just please promise me you're going to gamble responsibly. Let's get back to the video.